Well, I guess everybody can hear me now. Hey, look, we're live here. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It is Friday, May 19th, 2023. This is episode 258 of Real Estate Talk TGIF, and it's 255 weeks in a row, 56 weeks in a row, something like that. Yeah, 55. Yeah. And we're coming. One of the 5 episodes is going to be 5 years without missing a week. And I'm really excited about that. We got some great. We got some great. We always have great guests, and we've got some really interesting people coming up. Some big names, and we got a big name with us today. His name is Nick KREM. Nick and I first met several years ago. Well, Nick was like feeling his way and like getting. He's always had the same amount of energy. But now it's like, holy shit, he's got this thing AI he's got to talk about. So like, I mean, it's amazing, right? So, hey, Nick, thanks so much for coming on the broadcast today. We're going to get started in a minute, so let's go right to a quick opening video.
Let's do it.
Real estate agents, are you looking to acquire clients consistently to grow your business and income for a great lifestyle? Well, this is Dave Finale, and I'm here to bring you the Real Estate Skill Builder broadcast, Real Estate Talk TGIF, brought to you by Real Estate Skill Builder and the Modern Agent team. Hey, man, what do you think of that video? I learned well, didn't I?
Dude, that's pretty badass. I love it, Dave.
That's right. I thank my VA Nelson for working on that. So anyway, Here we are, man. It's Real Estate Talk TGIF. You know what we do. You've been on the broadcast before. You've seen the broadcast before. Thank you so much for coming on again. As we get started, Nick, we're going to talk a lot about your journey. We're going to talk about marketing, but we're going to talk about AI. But I have one quick question for you. As you know what that question might be, I hope, is what does TGIF stand for?
Dude, thank God it's finale.
Holy shit. Thank you very much, sir. It's so nice that you remember. It's very, very cool. So Nick, you know what? You've been blessed by a passion. And I want everybody to know that sometimes it's not the room you're in, it's the person that you talk to in the room you're in, right? So one of the biggest things that I try to do is be in the rooms, so that I can sit at those tables, right? And I try to be the dumbest person in that room because I know that there's going to be, if there's 500 people in a room, there's at least half those people that want to ask that dumb question that I got the balls to ask. Why? Yeah. Because I know everybody wants it and I want to hear it. So, Nick, with that being said, I know this is like kind of like really crazy, and people who don't know you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Tell me about your story, and we get started that way on how you got started in this crazy business with all these real estate people.
Dude, so for now, it's funny, Dave. I remember the first time I was on the show, I didn't get that first question right. So there was no way I was getting that a second time. I remembered, I'm like, I'm going to nail it this time. But yeah, right. Dave, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. I love the consistency, all the agents you bring on here. And for me, I started out in the industry dialing 15 hours a day, 8 a.m. on the East Coast to 8 p.m. on the West Coast. In about 2 short years, I ended up running the call center, working with people all over the country. And my entire job was just to solve people's problems. So at 22 years old, I was solving agents' problems all over the country. And much like you were saying too, I went to a mastermind that completely changed my life. I went to this mastermind in Key West, some really big names in the room. And I left there just believing that we can do anything. And with that belief, my brother and I went back home, went back to Cleveland, sold everything we had, sold our car, moved back in our parents' basement. And in 4 short years, went from parents' basement to beach house here in Sarasota. In the last 6 months, my team and I have been working thousands of hours on the team between myself and my research and development team, working on AI and making it simple and creating the world's very first AI certified agent.
Right. That's pretty amazing, man. The first world certified AI agent. Talk to me about that and what that means.
Man, so like I was really excited when we were putting this together because one thing that I truly believe that one of our purposes as a company is to make things simple to implement and simple to do for real estate agents. It's not just creating a great product, creating a great tool, because I believe the tool is only good if agents could actually use it and if it works. So for us, we saw AI as this massive, almost liability. because there's a puzzle piece here, there's a puzzle piece here, there's a puzzle piece here. How do agents actually piece it all together? What do they do to actually implement it in their business? So we put together a certification where they spend an entire week with myself and my staff to figure out how to actually implement it in their business, walk away with their AI certified as an AI certified agent from the KREM Institute of Artificial Intelligence.
So okay. So let me ask you this question, right? So,
Yeah.
so certified, spending a week with you guys. I mean, is this something that is out there and offered by isn't it out there and offered by the world, by everybody else out there?
That's great question, Dave. Here's what I know. I see some AI courses, and we bought a lot of AI courses.
Right.
I've been in the back end of some. There's a lot of marketing ones that are more so generic marketing, and it doesn't speak exactly to the agent. And I see some other agent ones and things that are out there. And a lot of them are resells of services. I see a lot of prompts. What we do is in-depth training of ChatGPT and other AI tools to speak only to your ideal clients. We have an AI listing advantage. What to do when you're actually in front of people and how to actually close deals using AI. On top of that, too, we're getting publications on Fox News and multiple outlets every single week talking about the AI certified agent and what it can do for homeowners.
All right, dude. So let's talk about this, right? So let's talk about AI. How is it? Okay, so we're talking AI, and we hear this Chat GPT, and Jasper's been around for a while, right? And truth be told, I accidentally bought a subscription to Jasper, but I did. So I do that from time to time. And one of the things I made sure I did today was I've been a little bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to AI and Chat GPT, but now I understand it, right? I don't understand how to use it yet, but I understand what it does and how it does. So tell me, where will AI play into real estate? Tell me where a simple agent, and I say simple by that one, not doing a lot of business, take advantage of it. So give me a simple shit.
Great question, Dave. Here's the best way that I believe I can put it. And I'm first just want to speak on the history of AI because I think it's important to understand.
All right, cool.
First, AI has been around for 70 years, 70. It's been around for 70 years. It's not new. It's just public access. That's what changed 6 months ago. And you know what's interesting about this, Dave? Google is being dethroned right in front of our eyes.
Wow, isn't that right?
Google is being dethroned because ChatGPT is the fastest growing app in history. More and more people are going to ChatGPT. For the first time ever, we saw Google running ads on Facebook for people just to go to Google. I'm like, wow, they are feeling it. So what does that mean for the everyday? Because Microsoft owns ChatGPT. So Google is being dethroned right in front of our eyes. So what does that mean for the everyday agent? A solo agent can now outmarket the biggest team in the area powered by AI. So I believe there's going to be a huge shift dynamic because why were a lot of the big teams? Because they have great marketing and they stand in front of you all the time. They can afford the overhead of video editors, copywriters, content guys, marketing people to market them better. Now, an AI powered agent, an AI certified agent, a solo agent can outmarket the biggest team, have a clearer message, get in front of their audience more, and really just take over. That's the biggest shift that I see is going to be happening. The AI powered agent is going to dominate everybody else.
You're telling me what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But give me a few examples of how that can happen. Because a lot of times with stuff that we're talking about, man, and you go to these conferences and shit, and all they do is tell you what can happen. They don't tell you how to do it. Tell me how to do it, dude.
Here's one way that's going to be happening. People that are using AI like Dave, you know this. At the end of the day, an agent has to go from selling all day in front of people, networking, selling, and at the end of the day, be like, all right, how do I create content? What do I do? What do I say? They have to almost shift their entire brain into marketing. AI-powered agents, you know what they're going to do? Spend about 5 minutes, if they get 10 listings, let's just say they even get 10 listings in a day, they'll sit down and get 10 listings done in about 5 minutes. From there, they'll create all their marketing materials in the next 5 minutes. And they'll have more marketing material than an agent that has an entire marketing division. So how will they do it? They will create content using ChatGPT. And if they go through the certification, they'll have content that speaks to the emotion. We go so in depth into the ideal client profile that they will be able to post more on Facebook, send more emails, get in front of clients more.
All right. So there's a couple of things I need to unpack from what you just said.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. And a major question, but I got to ask this question. I use this all the time. I use a different phrase, ideal client profile.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm going to tell you that this is probably one of the most important things because, you know, you ask a new agent or an agent, a legacy agent, okay? The legacy agent is going to be someone in the business for a while that is still doing things the old way. So a legacy agent is going to say, well, I work with everybody. That is the biggest bullshit statement I've ever heard, simply because if you work with everybody, you're working with nobody because you don't have anybody you're looking at. So talk to me about how you would define the ideal client profile.
Great question, Dave. And before I get into that, I got a question for you, Dave.
Sure.
Let me ask you this. If you ask ChatGPT a dumbass question, what kind of answer do you think you're going to get?
You're going to get a dumbass answer.
You're going to get a dumbass answer. So what people don't understand is, can you go in there and say, write me a Facebook post for a buyer? And it'll give you the most bland, generic Facebook post for a buyer. What you have to do is train your ChatGPT to speak to your ideal client. And you have to train it using chains. What it's called is a prompt chain. So you have to go into ChatGPT and not even just say buyer, get specific for the type of buyer you're looking for. Specific. The closer you can get for your target audience, like somebody was doing a baby boomer who is downsizing, looking to downsize and sell their home. That's their target audience. But you don't go start creating content yet. What you do is, what are their goals for a baby boomer looking to downsize? And ChatGPT, I'm telling you, Dave, my brother and I used to spend hours and hours creating marketing, like creating ideal client profiles, helping people, marketing people to fly out to our house just to create ideal client profiles. And we would sit there and write out the entire board in seconds. It says, what are the goals of a baby boomer looking to downsize and sell their home? It gives you goals. Then ask it, what are the motivations? What are the fears? What are the internal dialogues? And it just writes out content. Why? Because I'm training it to speak to the emotion of my ideal clients. Once you do that, then you ask it to create a post because you trained it what the emotions of your ideal clients are. Now they'll be able to create content that is moving, engaging, and speaking to the emotions. Because as we know, Dave, people are sold on emotion and justify with logic. And agents who actually create an ICP prompt chain, ideal client profile prompt chain, and train it to speak to them. The great part about this, Dave, is once you train it, you never have to again. It'll know. It just knows. It's crazy.
Yeah, so the ideal client profile is very, very important, and to make it really easier for people to understand what it actually is what you just talked about. You know, what do they fear? What it is? You know, it's also who are they? And a lot of times, Nick, is the person that is your ideal client profile is looking back at you in the mirror, right? That's it's you. It's who you want to work with. It's people like you, right? And if they have the same fears you do. If you thought about buying a house and they had, holy shit, am I going to be able to afford it? You know, that's the whole thing, right? So, all right. So, so you've answered this question in a different way, but I'm going to ask it so people can understand it. You talked about the prompt. You talked about the chain, right? And, you know, it's funny, guys, I want everybody to know that it's really easy to learn what Nick just said. And I'm just going to throw something up on the screen here real quick. That's where you want to go to really get the full information. And he does it once a week. You know, I'll be on it next week, but you know, it's really important for you to understand this. So, Nick, one of the things, my schedule, I have a very strict schedule, right? So I am up at 4:30. I'm at the gym at 5. I am at my desk working by 7:45, 8 o'clock, right? I have all my things I do in between from 5 to 8, and I'm doing that. I do my bullshit. I have scheduled social media time, scheduled email time, and then at 9:30 we do role play. In the morning we're doing appointment setting. Then I have scheduled throughout the day, actually starting in the morning, the afternoon, I have 2 hours set up for content creation. 2 hours.
Oh, dude.
Right? All right.
I'm about to blow your mind. Let's go. Come on.
So blow my mind and save me an hour.
I'll save you an hour and a half.
But I still got to do the video, right?
I'll save you 2 hours. Dave. So first of all, there's a tool called Opus.pro. Opus.pro. It literally, you insert a 30-minute video into it. It chops it into reels, into the most engaging pieces. It, like, the AI reads and figures out what parts of it are engaging. Then it puts subtitles on your video. Then it puts emojis. Then it even gives you an engagement score. So you insert a 30-minute video into it, you get 15 reels done for you in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes. It gives you an engagement score and even tells you what you can do better next time. That tool right there, you can create, if you take a 40-minute video, Dave, all these videos you've done, you can create 5 months worth of reels every single day posting in about a half hour. Just insert it into it, and then it chops it into reels for you, makes it engaging, and does that.
So in other words, I still got to write the content, right? I gotta like what? Okay, so the first
All
question.
right, no. All right, no. Yeah.
The first question is, I got to write content, right? So what am I gonna? Where am I getting the content from?
Check it. So here's the first thing you do. We say you create 3 to 5 ideal client profiles, right? You go into ChatGPT, and then you identify your target audience. First step is identifying who it is. And then you ask it, what are the fears, what are the goals, and what are the motivations? We have about 13 questions we ask to create an ideal client profile, and we get freaking in depth, but keep it to those 3 to keep it simple. What are the fears, what are the goals, what are the motivations, right, of your ideal client? You know what's great, Dave? Now you can go in there and just ask it, hey, create me 6 Facebook posts based on the fears and goals, make it engaging. Because once you train it to speak to your ideal client profile, now it can speak to them emotionally. It'll speak to them better than you could ever have. I think I'm a pretty damn good copywriter. It blows me out of the water. Like when it gives you so much information, the fears, goals, motivations, what will happen if they don't sell? What's the internal dialogue? And it writes it out. That's not your post though. You then go in and ask it, hey, write me 3 posts using the internal dialogue and make it catchy, make it engaging, and blah, blah, blah. And then you can go in there and ask it to write 10 of them, 20. And it just goes. But you have to first train it to speak to your ideal client profile. Then you go and say, write me 10 Facebook posts, write me 5 Instagram posts, and also give me 20 emails. And it'll speak to your ideal client profile better than you can. And you just go in there, and in 30 minutes, you have content for the next 2 months.
And the other thing you can do to tell it, if you don't like what they wrote and how they wrote it, you can say, well, be more specific about this point, and it'll write it all again.
Oh, absolutely. And it's about first training it to speak to your ideal client profile. If you don't, it'll be garbage in, garbage out. Right.
So Nick, we've been talking about training it to your ideal client profile. I know you touched upon this a little earlier, but I want you to touch upon that again. So when you're talking about training your ChatGPT, talk to me about how we actually can do that. If there's a quick 3-step thing, whatever.
So here's step 1: create a new chat.
On the left side.
Yeah. You have to identify your target audience. It's not just buyers. It's not just sellers. It's not just first-time home buyers. First-time home buyers looking for XYZ. Baby boomers looking to downsize and sell their home. You have to be, the more specific you are with your target audience, the better, because you'll get better answers. Once you identify that, now in this new chat, say, what are the fears of a baby boomer looking to downsize? What are the goals of a baby boomer looking to downsize? What are the motivations? What is the internal dialogue of a baby boomer looking to downsize? What will happen if they can't downsize? And you train it to speak to those emotions.
Right.
And then once you do that, you ask it, now write me a journal entry that summarizes the goals, fears, motivations, and everything above in a journal. And then from there, now it is trained to speak to the emotional side of your target audience. Once it's trained, you just go back to that chat and just keep asking, give me 5 emails based on the internal dialogue. And you'll pull some of that internal dialogue, make it engaging, make it catchy. And you can just add all the adjectives that you want. But you have to train it first. And it's called a prompt chain. You have to chain these things together. And the cool thing, Dave, is once you train it once, you never have to retrain it. You only should have about 3 to 5 ideal clients. You shouldn't do more than 5. You want to keep it like very to the point and hit them over and over and over. And I am telling you, Dave, people pay thousands of dollars for companies to create half as good ideal client profiles. Like what they create in there and detail they get of the emotional side ChatGPT does. Like Dave, let me ask you this. If you are asked, what are the goals of an XYZ audience? How many goals would you be able to write down? Or like, how many do you think you would create?
You can write down a whole bunch of them. You can 10, 20, whatever however big the audience is, are going to give you
goals, fears, motivations. Most of the time, my brother and I, we would come up with a couple on each one. Because like you get a couple good ones and you think it's great. ChatGPT gets about 7 to 8 and written out in depth goals, fears, motivations, internal dialogue, and ones that I would have never even thought of. And then you have it trained to speak to those emotions. That's when the fucking magic happens, Dave. Because now you'll speak to their emotions better than anybody else even can.
right,
While
so
other people I'm sorry, but while other people are saying, going into ChatGPT with these basic ass prompts, saying, write me a Facebook post for a buyer, and it'll be, here are 3 things you need to do for a buyer. Nobody cares about that. But when you're speaking, like, here, let me tell you a story about the internal dialogue of a buyer, and your ChatGPT writes out the internal dialogue, you are going to just blow people away.
all right, man. So let's talk about tools. You talked about Opus.Crow.
Opus.pro, dude, creates real.
Opus.pro.
Opus.pro. It creates done for you reels, and you can put a 40-minute video into it in 5 minutes. You get 15 reels with subtitles. It's already cut to the engaging points, gives you an engagement score, and tells you what you could do better next time too. It's about $15 a month. You get unlimited reels. It's insane.
That is insane. That is insane, because right now I do it like everybody else probably does it, which is easier than it used to be. Is I record it, I put it in an app, the app spits it out, I download it to my thing, and then I upload it to wherever I want it to go.
Dude, Dave, we used to have an entire team. One person's job on our team was just to watch videos and say from 2 minutes, 5 seconds to 2 minutes, 50 seconds, send it. And then it go to a video editor. Then it go to a copywriter. Then it go to the subtitle person. Then it goes to person to post. Opus does all that in about a minute.
So in other words, you've created you've added to unemployment in the country.
Dude, we cut over 75% of our staff on the back end. And we've increased throughput by over 500%. Like, we are creating more content, more videos than ever. And it's so much better too.
That's awesome. So, okay. So Opus is one of them. Talk to me about some other tools that go along with ChatGPT.
ChatGPT is pretty cool. All right, here's a really cool one. Microsoft Designer. Dog, Dave, have you used Canva?
Yes.
If you liked Canva, you're gonna freaking love Microsoft Designer. It's AI, and all you have to do is go in there and type what you want in a picture, and pictures just pop. Anything that you want, pictures just pop up, and it auto generates unique images. You can just type anything you want. What it also does is you can take a picture and you can insert it into it and tell it what you want done to the picture, and it just does it in seconds. What I like about this one is the usability of it, right? Because have you heard of Midjourney?
Yes.
So everybody's talking about Midjourney. You got to be a freaking prompt engineer to know Midjourney. I never recommended it because it's too freaking confusing. You have to have like 160 prompts to get this image. Microsoft Designer, I go in there and say, hey, draw this shit up for me. And it draws it. Like, I just tell it exactly what I want and it pops up. Like Microsoft Designer, because now you have the content, just copy and paste the headline from your content, put it in there. Dave, I know you create reels. So, you know, like what's it called? The freaking, what's the front picture called?
Oh, the cover photo?
The cover photo. Cover photo for your YouTube videos and everything else. Just put it into take a picture of yourself, put it into the tool, and then just say, hey, create me a YouTube cover photo and make it cool. And it will make it cool. Like, it'll just make it cool. So, like, you can literally create that in seconds. Microsoft Designer, it is literally going to be putting people out of business if they do not adapt. I'm telling you right now.
So my assistant, Nelson, did you get that? That's what we're going to be using soon. He's on here helping me. Anyway, all right. So, okay.
Love it.
All right. So I've heard of another one I want to throw out there, Synthesia.
Oh, yeah. You want me to talk about that one?
Yeah, talk about Synthesia for a minute. Sure.
Right. So Synthesia. So Dave, check this. Synthesia, you get an avatar. You get to pick from like avatars that are in there. They look like humans, right? They're basically humans. And then all you have to do is insert a script into it, and the robot, like the AI, will read the script and put it into a video. You could put market updates into it, and they'll sit there and they'll read the video. Here's where I think it's going to be big. Listing videos. You can take all the great pictures that somebody took, put it on like a carousel in the background, insert the listing description into the video, and she'll be there just talking like it's a virtual open house. Here's what I think it's also big. It's like it can read in over 160 different languages. So like if you're in like dual market, dual language areas, it can do any one of the, like it speak any language.
Yeah, and I just want to. That's it, Miriam. That's exactly the way you spell it. I just want everybody to know too is that if you want some translation done and you write something in, ChatGPT will translate it for you. And if you want to know how to say it, it will put it out there phonetically for you, so you know how to say it. this is, as you know what, you hit the nail on the head before. I know we're jumping around, but I don't care.
Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head. It's going to put Google out. It might not going to put Google out of business.
They're not going out of business.
It's going to hurt them. It's going to touch
be dethroned. Dude, Google is being dethroned in front of our eyes. And like I tell people, the biggest team in your area got nothing on Google. If Google can be dethroned, so can your big team not willing to adapt and cut all that overhead, especially in the market that we're in. Dude, what if you told teams they can cut 90% of their marketing team and overhead and have a higher throughput, a better, more engaging content? The people who don't do that I'm telling you, Dave, they are going to be damn near put out of business, dethroned, never the same.
All right, man. So at KREM.AI, there's 3 things you say you're going to do. I want to talk about those individually, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
One is gain market share with AI. So I want you to go into that. I know we've talked about a lot of things, and everything we've talked about will help you gain market share. So I want to ask you, how do you go into that process in your program?
Dog, all right, so get this. Here's what I tell people. You got 2 options when it comes to like people unfollowing you, unsubscribing. I'm like, people will either unfollow or unsubscribe or have no idea who the fuck you are. Those are going to be your options, because when we're able to post multiple times a day, speak only to your target audience, the people that it speaks to are going to stay and get engaged. When you're able to send 2 emails a day to all your leads, all your database that speak specifically to them, other agents that are sending out 1 email a week, 1 email a month, they're going to be sitting there and their clients don't even know who you are. So how it's going to happen, we always say, once you get the mind share, you get the market share. Once people think of you when they think of real estate, that's what winning looks like. So when they're able to post multiple times a day with a specific direct message to their audience every single time that speaks to them emotionally, that's how they're going to take over. They'll be able to post more, email more, and just run ads more and be able to have a highly targeted, focused, engaged account. So to me, man, if you're posting 2 times a day using AI to your ICP, emailing people multiple times, you're just going to dominate.
That's absolutely amazing. So, all right. So this is how you're going to gain market share, by the speed, by the quantity of what you can do. And it's also, let's not forget the quality of what it's doing, since you have taught it your ideal client profile and you've added to it and you've educated it through. Okay. So one of the words that will bother a lot of agents, not bother them, but they won't understand it sometimes, is workflow. So the next thing is leverage workflows to increase conversion. Talk to that a bit, please.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm with you. It's like workflows and just creating systems around it, like triggering different things. Like, to me, I believe it can do great things. What are you looking for on the workflows? Let me start there. Like, do you have specific?
It says you're going to be able to leverage your workflows. You're going to be able to get more done.
Yeah. Well, to me, it's what we put together is exact workflows for real estate agents using these. It's not a grand overview, and you have to sit down and like, so how do I actually use this to make money? We sat down and just created simple workflows that apply to real estate that everyday agents can do, that can sit down, write the listing description. To me, the AI listing advantage, that's something that we teach agents. It's not just how to get in front of more people, but how to actually close deals using AI. And I'm telling you, Dave, people right now, the numbers on this are staggering. Right now, we're 25 for 27 walking out with listing appointments using the AI listing advantage. The client's eyes go like saucers.
Whoa. AI listing advantage.
AI listing advantage. So check this. So what happens is you go into the house of your clients, and then you put it, like, you bring up the chat GPT, right? You go through your entire listing advantage. And then what you do after that is you sit down and be like, hey, here, what I'm going to show you next is how I can create all your marketing for your home in the next 5 minutes. Right. And then some agents will put a little bit on social media. A smaller amount of agents will do emails and posting, and a very tiny few will hit every platform. But those agents will take hours, days, and even weeks trying to come up with the marketing. I'm going to show you how I can create it in the next 5 minutes. So then the crazy thing is most people don't know what AI is. So they don't know actually how to comprehend it. That's why there's some scare tactics out there. But when you sit down, open up your computer, you just hit enter in a prompt, and it goes, it's like, now I'm going to show you how I'm going to write 5 emails and send it out. And then you enter a prompt, and it goes in front of their eyes. So they see like all the marketing material for every major platform getting made in front of their eyes. They're like, whoa. And you're like, hey, that's why I'm going to spend my entire time actually selling and negotiating your house, what I do best.
That is a listing.
Dude, AI listing advantage is gangster.
That is leveraging a certain workflows to increase conversion. That hit the nail on the head to answer the question. Okay, so we've talked about gaining market share, and honestly, it makes sense because you can do more in a lot less time, right? Work to convert more. So now the next claim is, well, let's look at Ruth's question here. So, how long do you think it'll be before AI is mainstream in doing real estate transactions? Will agents have a different role? And will there always be a need for a more traditional agent who may use AI but still builds relationships?
Great question. Like,
that's a great question, Ruth. Thank you.
So we have a core belief as AI certified agents, right? They'll go, like, their core belief as an AI certified agent is to spend less time behind a computer and more time communicating with their clients. Some people might be like, but how does that work with AI? Because if AI can shrink the time behind a computer from 5 hours to 10 minutes, as a good agent, look, I know agents like to say they don't need sleep. You can sleep more at the end of the day now because all that work you're trying to do at the end of the day can get done quicker. Also, if you have better marketing, better communication, you're able to create your marketing materials in 5 minutes instead of hours. What can you do with that extra time? Actually communicate more, get in front of more people. Use AI as your best friend to shrink the amount of busy work for either you or your other people so you can actually communicate more. I believe so. We just got published on Fox News, right? So Fox News just came out with a story creating the human connection between AI and their clients. And it's the human connection that we're going for, right? So they just saw the article talking about how we created this process and what we've done to help real estate agents get in front of their clients and humanize the process.
Yes, and what you have always pushed, Nick, and I get this from you, the difference between contacts and contracts is and that's the relationship.
Yeah.
What AI is going to do for you, ladies and gentlemen, is simple. It's going to allow you to build relationships, spend your time on relationships, than worrying about having to go back to somewhere, sit down with a computer, and spend all that freaking time doing it. Yeah. It's going to take some anxiety away from you. But and here's the other thing, right? So a lot of people don't use a database. A lot of people have a database. They don't know they have a database. Let's spend more time there to get the contacts together so you can get to the relationship to build the contract. We do this a lot through engagement, through physical engagement by face-to-face, phone, everything, the text, email. And like you just said, you didn't use the words that you've always used, land, sea, and air, right? Yeah. You want to put it out there everywhere. Instead of sending an email a month or an email every Christmas to your database, you can be sending 1, 2, 3 emails a week. And you will not, I promise you, you will not be annoying them because it's going to be relative content.
This is what I tell people all the time.
One more thing. As a real estate professional, you're doing everything a real estate agent does. You're getting contracts signed, doing prospecting. Number 2, you're a technologist. But most importantly, and what we're talking about is you are continually, consistently creating relevant content.
You know, people talk about spam and they're like, oh man, I don't want to spam my clients. I'm like, well, look, spam isn't identified by the amount of emails you send. It's identified by the quality. You can send me 1 email a year. And if it's spam to me, it's spam to me. You can send me 10 emails a day. And if I love them, send me more. So like, here's what I tell people when it comes to email and posting on your timeline. You have 2 options, unfollow and unsubscribe, or they have no idea who the fuck you even are. Why are you losing referrals? Why are you losing clients? Why do emails not work? Because you're too afraid to send more than 1 email every 2 weeks, 1 email a week. Dude, with ChatGPT speaking to your target audience, you can write high quality emails that identify your audience and send them out 1 or 2 a day.
And why not? And you can teach ChatGPT and the emails you want to send out and how you want to do it.
It's first, because it identifies your target audience. The people who unsubscribe won't be your target audience. The people that stick on, you will actually grow a list. I always say, like, there's a difference between a crowd and an audience, right? Like, a crowd are people that just kind of walk by. An audience are people who buy $900 Taylor Swift tickets. Look, don't get me wrong, I'm a T-Swizzle fan. But if you go to her concert, Dave, and she's on stage and not singing about her ex-boyfriends, you're gonna be like, what the hell is this? She's on stage doing like heavy metal rap, and you're like, this isn't what I paid for, I'm leaving. That's what happens when you have generic emails and you talk to 20 different audiences. Pick 3 and put them home. People will pay and stay to be with you. You just have to first nail your target audience, and now with ChatGPT, you can do it better than ever. because it already, like, you train it once to speak to your ideal clients. You never have to retrain it. You just go ask it for 10 emails to the goals, fears, motivations it's insane.
So on another note, what is Taylor Swift going to do when she stops writing about her ex-boyfriends?
I don't know. T-Swizzle will find a way, man. She always has.
Hey, I'm sorry. I slowed you down there. All right, man. So that was a great question, Ruth. Thank you. And look, there's always going to be, I believe, and I've always said this, and so is everybody else when we talk about technology, et cetera, in our business, you're always going to need the relationship. It's just going to make those who have the passion better, and those who are left behind more left behind.
Yeah.
The legacy agent, for that matter, is going to be, and that's a shame. And just as a little self promo, you want to learn how to do all this. Yeah. Number one, you've got Mr. KREM here, right? Number two, with engagement and making appointments, we do that every day, which supports and is supported by the AI and everything we're talking about today. Yeah. Okay, man. So do you see AI cold calling for us in the future? Wow.
I see lawyers shutting that shit down. That's what I see. Look, here's what I know. AI cold calling for you. Be very, very fucking careful with some of that stuff. Here's what I know. I usually ask for permission, for forgiveness over permission. That shit, I'm taking a back seat on that one. That's what
I'm gonna give you the answer to that. It's really simple.
Yeah.
A lot of people come to me, a lot of newer agents, stuck agents. They say, well, I don't have the money to hire a virtual assistant to cold call for me. I said, I tell you what, when you do get the money, don't spend it there. What I'd like you to do is spend zero, go to the free sites, get the information, and call yourself.
Yeah.
That's where we cannot be replaced. Look, you know what? I have a great assistant. His name's Nelson. He's on here with us, helping me out today. He does a great job. But how can I expect him or anybody else that I hire to talk like me, whether they're in another country or in the United States, it doesn't matter. They can't talk like me, right? Yeah. And that's why I have been very, very careful with that over the years and told everybody, please do not do that. Yeah. Please do not do that. Virtual assistants, you want an ISA, an inside sales agent. Inside, that's the word in ISA for a reason. Yeah. Inside, right? And that's how it works out. So, all right, man. So let's get one more question about your process, your program. The last thing, there were three things that you said on your site. And this is the other one. And I already know how this works, but I want you to address it. AI helps while you sleep.
Oh, dog. I mean, because you can set up all the emails to keep going out for you, set up all the marketing to keep going out for you. You have chatbots on your website that read your entire website, read your MLS, and literally tell people which homes to do and set you up on appointments. Like, AI works while you sleep because, dude, I can sit down and in 20 minutes create content for 3 months, create emails for 3 months, have posts on multiple platforms going out, and literally be able to just go out and actually fucking sell and do business then. So to me, it's how does it work while you sleep? Well, because it can do all the work for you while you sleep. Look, like I said, I know agents like to pretend like we don't need sleep, but if you could get it, wouldn't you want it? So that, like, to me, it's just the amount of time it saves. Time it saves, and it works while you're sleeping.
So talk to me how this entire thing with AI, and talk to me about what it's done for you. I mean, look, you've got KREM.AI now, and
So Dave, we got. Sorry, no, go ahead.
No, and you and Michael, your brother, are working on this and working it really, really well. But tell me, you mentioned earlier you've been able to change your business around. Okay. Yeah. Take it from another standpoint, because this is not only for real estate agents.
We're specifically for real estate agents, but AI is not just for real estate agents.
Right. But you're a business. You're a business that markets, right? So where have you been able to gain ground in with AI yourself in your own business?
So Dave, I'm actually glad we did it today, because just yesterday, the U.S. Times wrote the article, and we just came out with the KREM Institute of Artificial Intelligence, the world's very first AI certification for real estate agents. We got that shit trademarked, so no one else is getting that either. But what we did is we created a place that allows agents to put blinders on. Because what I'm telling you right now, this is going to be the biggest liability to most people, because you get a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, a chatbot, a prompt, this. How does it actually work? How do I place it together? What we give agents the capability of doing is to put blinders on. learn exactly how to implement it in your business, train it so you don't have to again, hire a $5 an hour admin, and they will be able to outmarket the biggest players in your marketplace. Go through the training, get certified. We have news outlets. We have direct line to Fox News in different places. We're continuing to get published, talking about the AI listing advantage, AI certified agent versus everybody else. And what we're doing is we're just creating differentiation. It's the name of the game, first movers advantage. So for us, we are going to put our agents in the best position to win. And I'll tell you what, Dave, once the homeowners know that the AI certified agent's the only one that they want to work with, that's when the deals start flowing in.
So I could go to ChatGPT right now and say, create a marketing piece that I can put out there on social media about how I'm an AI certified agent.
Only if you're certified, because if not, we come. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Well, but we also have the right language patterns. We gift. So what happens is people spend an entire week with myself and my staff. An entire week with myself and my staff. They have videos to watch and they have a live class that they have to attend. Right at the end of the week, we go over lead generation, we go over marketing, we go over branding, the AI listing advantage, how to close deals using it. And at the end of the week, they take a test and then we get them certified. We gift them with branding, we gift them with shirts, we gift them with badges, we gift them, it's like a legit, congratulations on graduating from the KREM Institute of Artificial Intelligence. How to position yourself as the expert in your marketplace. To me, what's going to happen is there is a freaking gap right now, Dave. There is a gap that will be filled by an agent in every marketplace. Who will be the first one to be AI certified, even not just through us, that AI and voice that they are. The first person to do it, you saw what happened with the internet. You saw what happened with social media. The first agents who did that got big rewards. The same thing is happening right now. And I know for damn sure the agents that are going through us, we talk about turning the lights on your business. I tell them from every single day, it's a decision you're going to make after this class. You will either take over or stay the same. Did anybody buy this course and want to go through this to stay the same? It's a decision once you have AI, because once you make the decision to take over, then it's game on.
I want to talk to everybody out there that might watch this now or later, and I just give you a little history of some things that I've done. I was the first brokerage to have a cloud before anybody knew what a cloud was, and we used it forever. I was the first company to have an ISA department. I just didn't let it work. But I will tell you this right now. This AI certified agent I will be doing, and I will be the first one in the area doing it. And that's what we're going to do. So I think it's really, really important to not necessarily to be the first in an area, but be the one that utilizes it in a proper manner to be able to do it. Right. I don't care if you say this, that, and the other thing about what you can do. Show me.
Yep. And man, to me, it's about, differentiation. First to coin it wins. I'm telling you right now, once you take the throne of that, it's hard to get dethroned.
Well, the good and the bad about this for me is I have a process and a course called The Art of Differentiation. So I'll be adding a whole bunch to it now.
I love it. Let's go.
Guess I'll be adding a whole bunch to it. So look, man, what else you got for us? What is, if you had all right, let's talk it this way. New agent. What should a new agent do with AI with your stuff?
Identify your ideal clients and put more content and emails out there than anybody else. What does the new agent have? Time. You can sit there, create your ideal client profiles, and just blow up timelines. Here's what I also say too, for new agents, the best thing they can do is do massive amount of video interviews, just like you're doing, Dave. You want to get exposure, you want to get in front of people, you want to learn the business, get free coaching by interviewing people. So to me, do massive amount of interviews and do massive amount of content. First, identify your ideal client profile and just post like crazy. Because here's what's going to happen. You go ahead.
I'm going to go parallel with that, right? So identify your perfect client, your ideal client profile. You need to do that. And if you really want to soar, right, you can do that and you can write that out and you can go to that person, but you need a database. The database is never going to hurt you. So you need to build your database. How do you do that? Very simple. You remember who you know, right? Working with the people you know, and actually, a lot of people, Nick, won't go and talk to people they know because they'll remember me. They'll remember me. It's not the idea that they are going to buy a house from you. It's that you train them to refer you. With ChatGPT, with KREM.AI, you're able to take the information that you're doing and communicate with them. And as we said several times today, you're going to be able to take your content and it's going to be relevant. They're going to love seeing it, right? So when your name is mentioned, your name, when real estate is mentioned, your name's coming out of their mouth. They can't help it, right?
Look, I think most people and agents are scared that they're going to over inundate their friends. They're going to send out too much information. And I say, hey, you either support me or you're unfollowing me. You got two options. I'm only giving you two. I'm not giving you having no idea who I am or seeing one post a month. Two options: support me or unfollow me, because I'm going to blow it up.
Okay, so here's another agent. Been in the business a while, been doing a deal a month, maybe a little more, and they just want to scale. They want to double, triple, go from 5 million to 20 million. How are they going to do that with this stuff?
Take over. The answer is the same. They have a choice. Now with AI, you have a fucking choice. Take over or stay the same. That's it. Because once you get AI and once you get over your own ego and belief that people don't want so many emails, people don't want so much content, and you post like literally just take over. You can post 3 times a day to your ideal clients. And here's the reality. I remember when I went live 14 times in one day, Dave, and one of my mentors was calling me, and Al Stacey was calling me, right? And we were doing this big virtual event. We had over 10,000 people that were going to be attending it, right? And I thought he was calling to be like, dude, stop going live. And then, because we DM all the time, we message all the time. So the algorithm says he should see one. And then 10 minutes in the conversation, I'm like, oh, you're not calling about my lives? He's like, what lives? And at first my ego took a hit. I'm like, you didn't see any of my lives. But I'm like, holy crap, that's the best lesson I almost learned. You didn't see one of my 14 lives. You know how many of my friends, family, and everybody didn't see one live when I went live 14 times? That's when it hit me. Everybody asks about what time do I post? How long should the video be? I'm like, those are the wrong questions. The question is how much? And the answer is never enough. That's the only question. How much content? The answer is never enough. And the thing is, now with ChatGPT, you can create more engaging, intentional content and not these basic 3 things to do as a real estate agent. That's what I see.
So, Nick, so he didn't see your lives because you just weren't out there enough. He just didn't see them.
I don't know. The algorithm didn't show them. He didn't notice them. My point was just, we get so in our heads. Oh man, if I post the same thing twice in a week, everyone's going to know. Nobody's going to know but you. Get out of your own head. Get your ego out of the way. That's all I got to say about that.
And just to support that, I batch my content. So when I'm doing short videos and stuff, sometimes I'll do them 2 different ways. Some stuff I script, most stuff I don't.
Yep.
And I looked at 2 videos that I had ready that I had to do for one of my vendors. And I said, oh shit, this is the same video. I said, wait a minute, I did it differently. Who cares? Put it out there. It's going to go out there. They might see the same thing in the same day, but it doesn't matter. Yep. All right, man. So we talked about new agents, stuck agents. Okay. Yep. And what about teams and brokerages? Is it the same thing?
Same question. Cut all that fucking overhead. Marketers, copywriters. Look, you need one $5 an hour VA, and they can literally outmark. Look, Dave, we had 75. We had copywriters, video editors, clip pullers, everything. And in a day, we let go of most of them. So we're literally, we have a ninja team now. A ninja team that just knows how to do this. We have a whole research and development team that's just keeping us up to date. And then we got a ninja team for ourselves. And dude, just literally decided to take over. That's all. Make the decision.
You know what? There's so much energy here. Going over shit with you is I miss it, man. It's been too long, right? But you'll see me coming up shortly. I want to thank you so much, man, for coming on today. Absolutely. I know you're at a conference right now. You're at EXP shareholders, right? So
I got my car outside waiting for me now too, Dave. They've been blowing me up. Dave, I appreciate you so much having me on. I know this is your show. You can wrap up here. What do you got for me, Dave?
I got 2 things for you, man. Number one, I got a question and a comment. Number one is, what can I do to help you grow your business?
You just did it, Dave. You're the man. You brought me on. I feel like we helped some people today.
So, there's one thing we didn't talk about before, and there is a new one out. So I'm going to show you right now.
Oh, the new hats.
There is a new one out. So, we changed colors a year ago. So this will be getting out to you.
I need to send you my new address.
What's that?
I need to send you my new address.
I need that. Yeah, send that to me so I can send this to you. I forgot to ask you for that before. And we've been very, very lucky to have all the greats on. Next week we've got Phil Treadwell, a speaker and mindset coach coming on. Can't wait for that. We've got We got Bill Pipe scheduled in the next month. We've got Grant Wise. We got Kevin Ward.
Yep.
We've got who else we got? We got Kyle Draper coming on. So we've got all these scheduled over the next 6 to 8 weeks. And Grant Wise. I didn't say Grant. How could I miss Grant? Yeah. But we got all that scheduled. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you can stay on for a minute, please do. Everybody, thanks so much. I don't think I missed anything. Let's go, man. I'll see you in a second. Thank you. Hit it, Nelson.
Yep. All right, what's going on, Dave?